Today we're going to be going through the 2016 paper 1. As you can see right here, it's 2016 paper 1. All right, this is just a list of formulae again that we will use to, tackle this paper. Well, we don't really use it, but it's there if you forget any formulas. All right, with that being said, let us begin. It says, first question, it says, what is 0.0325 written in standard form? Now, the first thing you should do is, you know that you need to move your decimal place, and you're moving your decimal place two steps to the right. And so then it's going to be 3.25. Going to the right is negative. Moving the decimal place to the right is negative. So it's 3.25 times 10 to the negative 2. Going to the right is negative. So that's B. It says, what percentage of 40 is 8? So what percentage of 40 is 8? That's pretty much 8 over 40. 8 over 40 multiplied by 100. That will give you the answer for that. Now 8 into itself goes 1. 40 into 8 into 40 goes 5. 5 into itself goes 1. 5 into 100 goes 20. And 1 times 20 is 20%. And so 8 is 20% of 40. Nice. Now this question, it says 540 beads are shared in a ratio of 4 to 5. So that means that 4 plus 5 is 9. So one person get 4 over 9 of the beads, and the next person get 5 over 9 of the beads. And then it says now 540 is the total amount. So what is the larger share of the beads? The larger share of the beads is the 5 over 9 share. So you're going to work out 5 over 9 times 540. And so 9 into itself goes 1 time. 9 into 54 goes 6 times. And then 5 times 60 is 300. So that is option C. Nice and easy, soft. It says evaluate 18.96 times 2.03, correct the two significant figures. Look at 18.96 as 19. The two significant figures, that's 19. 2.03 is 2. 19 times 2 is 38. So the answer is 38. Nice and easy, because it said the two significant figures. Soft. Capital T. Question 5. Question 5 says you have 0.45 and they want you to write it as a fraction in its simplest form. 0.45, this really means that you have 4,500. So this is 0.45 is 45 over 100. But you want it in its simplest form. So we realize we can divide this by 5. 45 into 45 goes 9 times. 5 into 100 goes 20 times. And so we get 9 over 20, which is option A. Nice and easy, soft. All right, moving right along, we go to question 6. It says, what is the exact value of 37.26 divided by 1.8 over 1,000? The exact value. Now, even without working out this question, this is how I want you to see it. Think of 37.2. Just look at it as 37. Look at it as 37 and look at this as 2. If you have 37 divided by 2, we know that you would get 37 divided by 2. Just ignore the decimal places. If you get 37 divided by 2, you're getting roughly 20. you're getting roughly 20. The answer in the numerator would be approximately 20. All right. And then you have 20 over 1,000, right? 20 over 1,000 would be the approximate value of this. 20 over 1,000 would be what? This 0 cancels this 0. And so the answer you're getting is 0.02, right? This would be your approximated answer. So no answer should be in this region. So it can't be 20,000, that's wrong. It can't be 20, 0.0207, that looks about right. See, that's how you approximate your answers, all right? Because you can't use a calculator. We don't have a calculator. And so we're going to approximate our answers like this. Look at this as 37 divided by 2. Easy. Now we're asked to work out what is this. Now to work out this is how I like to do it. We're going to use a distributive property. This 3.3 is being multiplied by 2.5. I like to put it in bracket, plus 5.7, and that is multiplied by 2.5. Now using the distributive property, we can factor out 2.5. And so we're left with 2.5 times 3.3 plus 5.7. Now that works out to be equal to 2.5 multiplied by 3.3 plus 5.7. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8.7 plus 0.3 is 9. And so what we have is 9 times 2.5. Now, to work out 9 times 2.5, 2.5 is 5 over 2. I like to work in fractions. So 5 over 2 times 9. And 5 over 2 times 9 is 45 over 2. And 45 divided by 2 is 22.5. That's option D. Soft. All right. Question 8. It says, what is the value of the 2 in the number 48.621? Now this 2 right here falls in the 100th column. Tens, ones, tenth, 100th. So it's 2 over 100. Nice and easy, soft. Question 9. It says, what is the largest prime number that is less than 100? Now, 91 is not a prime number because 7 can go into 91. How do I know that? 7 12 is 84. You should know your 7 times table. And so 84 plus 7 is 91. This is not a prime number. 99 is not a prime number because this is divisible by 3. 99 is not a prime number, so this is eliminated. 93 is not a prime number because this is divisible by 3 as well. So the largest prime number is 97. Easy, soft. All right, remember 91 is divisible by 7. All right, this one divisible by 7. 93 is divisible by 3. 93 is divisible by 3. And 99 is also divisible by 3. Nice and easy. And so that is that. All right. Now question 10. Question 10 says, if 3n is odd, which of the following is an even number? It says if 3n is odd. Now, if 3n is odd, if you add 1 to it, then that would be even. And if you subtract 1 from it, that would be even. And so 3n minus 1 would be even if 3n is odd. All right, nice and easy. If 3n is odd, then 3n minus 1 would be even. All right, because think of, let's say 3n is equal to an odd number, maybe 7, right? And so if you have 3n minus 1, that would be 7 minus 1, which is 6, which is even. 3n minus 1 would be even. Nice. All right, nice and easy. All right, so we're at question 11. It says, which of the following would be an empty set? And they give us P is for prime number, Q is for odd number, R is for even number. Which of the following is empty? All right, so we have, let's see, prime numbers intersect even numbers. Well, I know that 2 is a even number and it's a prime number. So this one is out. This one is not. This one is out because you have number 2. 2 is an even number and 2 is a prime number. It says prime number union Q. Once you see union, it can never be empty. Union can never be empty because union is all the elements in the set. Union can never be empty. So let's look at prime number intersect Q is odd numbers. Now I know prime numbers that are odd numbers. I have numbers like 3, you have numbers like 5, you have numbers like 7, you have numbers like 13, etc. So this is not empty. So it has to be the last one. Don't even need to read it, but it is odd numbers intersect even. There's no even number that is odd. So that's question 11. Question 12, it says, which of the following represents this set right here, where x is such that x is greater than or equal to 6 but less than 10, and x is an integer. So 6 is included, but 10 is not included. So since 10 is not included, it's going to be 6, 7, 8, and 9, which is option A. Nice and easy, soft. Nice. Now question 13. Question 13 says if Q has ABC, how many subsets of Q is there? It's 2 to the n. So the amount of subsets is 2Q, which is equal to 8. 2Q. All right. And for those who don't like to study the formula that it's 2 to the n, you can always list out the subsets. You know that the subsets start from the empty set. Then you're going to have the single sets with one elements where you have A, where you have B, just to list them out, where you have C, where you have A and B, where you have A and B, where you have A and C, where you have B and C, and where you also have all three of them, A, B, C. All right, these are the possible subsets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are the subsets, 2Q. All right, question 14. It says, which of the following statement is true? It's M is a subset of N. No, M can't be a subset of N. So the first one is out. M is not a subset of N. That's crazy. M is bigger than it. In reality, looking at this, we could say N is a subset of M, but not the other way around. So this is wrong. Now it says now, M union N equal N. Now the union can be the smaller one, so this also out. It says M intersect N is a null set. No, M intersect N can be a null set. P and Q are in common. So this one is out. Then it asks M intersect N is N. Yes, M intersect N is just P and Q is N. That is option D. Soft. Okay. Question 15. It says, if TT $6 is equivalent to 1 US, then what is 15 US dollars? What is 15 TT dollars in US? So it told us that 1 US is equal to 1 TT. And now we want to find out how many US, let's call it X, is equal to 15 TT. Oh, 1 US is 6 TT, sorry. So all we need to do then is, we're going to cross multiply And so in reality, if you cross multiply, doing it primary school way, if you cross multiply, then 15 times 1 is equal to 6x. So we're getting 6x is equal to 15. And then we divide both sides by 6. That will give us how many US dollars it is. 15 over 6 is 2.5. 2.5. So this is C. Nice and easy, soft. 15 over 6 is 2.5. How did I get 2.5 so quickly? 6 into 15 goes 2 times with remainder 3 over 6. 3 over 6. And 3 over 6 is a half, 0.5. Soft. Now, next question. It says the cost price of a refrigerator is $1,850. A buyer is given a discount of 5% for a cash purchase. How much will the buyer pay? 5% discount, so you're paying a little less. So if you're get a 5% discount, then that means you're paying 95% of the original money. So the buyer is going to pay 95% of 1,850. So 95% of 1,850 is what the buyer will spend. So let's find out what that is. This 0 cancels this. Nice. We can say 5 into 10 goes 2 times, and 5 into 185, 5 into 18 goes 3, 5 into 35 goes 7. All right. And so we have 95 times 37 divided by 2. So let's work it out up here. What's 95 times 37? And we divide it by 2. So working out this first, we're getting 7 5s 35. 7 times 9, 20. 7 times 9 is 63, plus 3 is 66. Put a placeholder 0. 3 times 5 is 15. Then we'll bring up 1. And then 3 times 9 is 27 plus 3 times 9. Something looks off. Let me check this again. All right, let me start fresh. One last time. Something looked a little off right there. 7 5s 35. Bring up the 3. 9 times 7 is 63. Plus 3 is 66. Good. Put a 0. 3 times 5 is 15. Put a 5 and carry up the 1. 9 3 is 27 and 1 is 28. Now I'm good. So what we're getting is this works out to be 5, 11, carry up 1. This is 15. 15 carry up 1. This is 3. So 3 5 1 5. When you get 3 5 1 5, it needs to be divided by 2. So when you divide this by 2, so divide 3 5 1 5 by 2. That's going to give you 1,757.5. So that is C. When I do the division by 2, because 35 divided by 2 is 17. There's no other 17 there. That is option C. Nice. Question 17. Tom bought a pen for $30 and sold it to gain 20% on his cost price. How much money did he gain? So if he gained 20% profit, all right, first thing, he then sold it for 120% of the original cost price. So 120% times 30, that would tell you how much money that he sold it for. This 0 cancels this. This 0 cancels this. 12 times 3 is 36. So he sold it for $36. If he sold it for $36, then his profit is $6. That's how much he gained, right? How much money he gained. gain. So he gained $6. He buy it for 30, sell it for 36. Tom is very smart because the profit is $6. The profit is $6. Nice. Nice and easy. Question 18. Question 18 says, a dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $60 plus 18% tax, which is crazy. 18% is way too much tax. And it says the total bill for the dinner was, well, if you're taxed 18%, then you're paying 118% of the cost price. So you're paying 118% of $100, and 118 divided by 100, you multiply that by 60, because that was the original bill, and you work this out to find out what's the new bill. So this 0 cancels this one. All right, and 2 into this goes 3 times, 2 into 10 goes 5 times, 3 times 118, that's gonna be, 3 times 118, that's 7, no, that's 120 times 3 would be 360, so this must be 354. 118 times 3 is 354 divided by 5. How did I work that out so fast? What I did was multiply 120 times 3, which is 360, then I subtract 6. That's what I saw when I did this. Divide it by 5, you're going to get 70.8. That is option B. 5 into itself, 1. 5 into 35, 7. 5 into 4, 0. So it's 70.8. Easy question. All right. Question 19. A television set costs $350 in cash. When bought on hire purchase, a deposit of $35 is required, followed by 12 monthly payments of $30. How much money is saved by paying cash? And I love these questions because it's pretty much telling people, stop buying things on hire purchase. It is crazy. You are being robbed. All right. But look at this now. So first you have to pay $35 for the fixed installment. Plus, then you have to pay $30 monthly for 12 months. So this is what you're paying when you buy it on hire purchase, which is, I know that 30 times 12 is 360, and 360 plus 35 is 395. All right, so that's what you pay on hire purchase. So if you buy it with cash, you save $45, because the 395 minus 350, that's just 45. So you save $45 by just paying for it regular with cash. So that's $45 savings, nice and easy, soft. Question 20. Ooh, easy question. Question 20 says the simple interest on a sum of money invested at 5% per annum for 3 years was $90. What was the sum of money invested? Well, simple interest, remember the formula, simple interest is equal to principal times rate times time. They give us what they want us to find now. They want us to find the principal. So to make the principal the subject from this, you can see that the principal would be equal to interest divided by rate times time. So P is equal to I over RT. All right, what is the interest? $90. So the principal is equal to 90, and 90 is divided by the rate times the time. The rate is 0.05 times 3. So it's 3 times 0.05. Now, a lot of persons don't like to work with decimals. I don't mind. So 90 divided by 3 times 0.05 is really 90 divided by 3 times 0.05 is 0.15. So it's 90 divided by 0.15, which is the same as 90 multiplied by, if you're dividing by 0.15, you're dividing by 15 over 100, remember. So this is really, just to write it so you can see what I'm saying. This is 90 divided by 0.15. But 0.15 is the same as saying that we have 90 divided by 0.15 is 15 over 100. That's what you have. So if you're dividing by 15 over 100, you're multiplying by 100 over 15. All right. Now 15 into itself goes 1 time, and 15 into 90 goes 6 times. 6 times 100 is 600. So that was the principal amount. Easy question. Soft. All right. It says a woman buys a pair of shoes at a sale and she pays $45, saving $15 on the normal price. It says the percentage discount on the pair of shoes is, well, if she save $15, that means usually it costs 60 then, because she saved $15. So the cost price is usually 60. All right. And so if you save 15 over 60, you multiply that by 100, that is 25% savings. So she saved 25%, or she got a 25% discount on these shoes. 25% off. Nice. It says if the simple interest on $900 for 3 years was 108, what is the rate? So again, you start by writing down the formula. Simple interest, I, is equal to principal times rate times time. And you want to find the rate this time. So to find the rate, then the rate is equal to the interest divided by the principal times time. That's how you find the rate. It's interest divided by the principal times time. And so the interest is 108. Interest is 108. And the principal is 900 and the time is 3. 900 times 3 is 2,700. So that is the rate. But this will give you the rate as a decimal. You want the rate as a percentage. So multiply this by 100. Just to get it as a percentage, multiply it by 100. So 108 over 2,700. Always multiply it by 100 to get the rate as a percentage. This gives you the rate as a percentage. So this 0 and this 0 cancels these two 0, and 108 over 27 is 4%. That is 4%. 108 over 27 is 4. Nice and easy, soft. Question 23. 3x squared times 2x cubed. So you multiply 3 times 2 to get 6. And then when the bases are the same, you add the powers. By laws of indices, we add the powers. So you get 6 times x squared plus 3. You add the powers, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So it's 6x to the 5th power. Nice and easy, soft. All right, question 24. Question 24 says, what is 1 over 5x plus 2 over 3x? First, you find the LCM between the two, which is 15x. All right. 5x into 15x goes 5 times, and so you multiply 5 times 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Wait, 5 into 15x goes 3 times. My apologies, it's 3. I made that mistake right there. That is 3. 5 into 15x goes 3 times. So you get 3 plus 3x into 15x. This goes 5 times. And 5 times 2 is 10. So we get 3 plus 10, which is 13 over 15x. Nice and easy, soft. 13 over 15x. Option D. Nice. Now, question 25. Question 25 says, using the distributive law, you need to simplify P times Q minus P times R. Now, I like to write it this way. P times Q can be written as PQ minus P times R can be written as PR. And then both of them have P, so you can factor out the P and write it as P times Q minus R. Right? Nice. So it's P times Q minus R. And so that is right here, P times Q minus R. Easy. Soft. All right. Question 26. It says, X is -2, Y is 3, T is 2. X over Y raised to the T. X is -2 over Y. Y is 3, so -2 over 3 raised to the second power. All right, anything raised to the second power means it is being squared. So I want you to look at it as -2 over 3. And -2 over 3 is being multiplied by -2 over 3. That's what square means. Now, -2 times -2 is 4. And so you get 4 over 3 times 3 is 9. So it's 4 over 9. Option B, soft. Moving along, question 27. It says P star Q is 2P plus Q. And what is 2 star 3? So you replace P with 2. So they want you now replace P with 2. So 2 star 3 is equal to 2 times P. P is 2 plus 3. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 3 is 7. And so 2 star 3 is 7. That is 7. Nice and easy. Soft. 7. Lovely. Going right along. It says now, we have right here 5 times 2x minus 1 is 35. Then what is x? If you were to expand in the bracket, you would get 10x minus 5 is equal to 35. Then you add 5 to both sides, you would get 10x is equal to 40. And if 10x is equal to 40, what do you do next? You divide both sides by 10. Dividing both sides by 10, then x is going to be equal to 40 over 10, and 40 over 10 is 4. So x equals 4. Easy question. Soft. Nice. It says, what is the value of x squared plus 3y over xy if x equals 4 and y equals 2? And so if you substitute x as 4, what you're going to get is 4 squared plus 3 times y, and y is 2. So 4 squared plus 3 times 2 divided by xy means x times y. X times y is 4 times 2. 4 times 2. And this is what we're simplifying. So what you'd get is 4 squared is 16. 16. So you get 16 plus 6, because 3 times 2 is 6. And this is being divided by 8. All right. Now you can always separate this now as 16 over 8 plus 6 over 8. Remember, you can separate fractions like this. Separate it as 16 over 8 plus 6 over 8. Since we can do that, we know that 16 over 8 is 2. So we get 2. And 6 over 8 is 3 over 4. So we get 2 plus 3 over 4, which is 2 3/4, which is option D. 2 3/4. Soft. Next question. It says, when 6 is added to a number, so 6 is added to some number, so you have some number, let's call that number x, so 6 is added to some number x, and the sum is divided by 3, and the result means equal to is 4. And so which one represents this statement right here? Clearly it is option A, soft with a capital T. Moving right along. Question 31. It says when 5 is added to a certain number, so we have 5 is added to some number, let's call it y. 5 is added to some number y. It says the result is multiplied by 3. So we multiply this, put a bracket around it by 3. And they said that the result is 27. So this is what we have. Nice. Easy question. And here what they ask. What is the original number? Well, if you expand the bracket, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3y, that's equal to 27. You can subtract 15 from both sides to get 3y equal 27 minus 15 is 12. And then when you get to this stage, you know what to do. You divide both sides by 3. And so when you divide both sides by 3, you get y is equal to 12 over 3 is 4. So the original number was 4. All right? Think about it. So 5 is added to the number 4 to give 9. 9 is multiplied by 3 to give 27. That's how you know you're correct. Easy. Soft. Now we're halfway there. It says, what is 3,800 millimeters expressed in meters? Well, we just need to remember that 3,800 millimeters, you need to divide it by 1,000 to see how many meters it is, because 1,000 millimeter make a meter. These zeros cancel, so 38 over 10. 38 over 10 is 3.8. So 3,800 millimeter is 3.8 meters. Option B, soft. Right here now, question 33 says the circle shown in the diagram, not drawn to scale, has center O. The area of the circle in centimeters square is, what is the area of this circle? Well, if they give you the diameter, then what they're telling you is that the radius is 3. So from here to here, they're telling you that the radius is 3. The radius is 3. If the radius is 3, area is equal to pi r squared. Remember, area is equal to pi r squared. So r is 3, 3 squared is 9, and so the area is equal to pi times 3 squared, and 3 squared is 9. So the area is 9 pi. 9 pi. Nice and easy. Soft. Option B. Nice. All right. Question 34. It says 10,800 seconds expressed in hours is? Well, I don't like to go from seconds to hours. I like to go from seconds to minutes, then minutes to hours. So what I do first is I divide 10,800 by 60, and this convert the seconds to minutes. When I divide it by 60 seconds make 1 minute. So this cancel this, 6 into itself 1 time, 6 into this, 6 into 1008. Well, 6 into 10 goes 1, carry 4, 6 into 48 goes 8 times, and 6 into 0 goes 0 times. So this is 180 minutes. So it's equal to 180 minutes. This is 180 minutes, M for minutes. So I'm going to divide it by 60 again, because I'm now converting from minutes to hours. And so 180 over 60 is 3. So this is 3 hours. So 10,800 seconds is 3 hours, which is E. Nice. Now, it says that find the volume in centimeter cube of a cube of edge 3 centimeter. volume of a cube is equal to, so the volume is equal to 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 times 3. That's how you find volume. It's length times width times height. But with a cube, all the sides are equal. So the length and the width and the height are all 3. And so that is 27 is the volume, 27. Nice and easy, soft. Okay, moving right along. Question 36. Question 36 says the figure above not drawn to scale shows a sector, and it tells us that the minor arc length PQ is 8. All right, and this is 60 degrees. It says, what is the length of the circumference of the circle? Well, look at this now. They're asking you to find the perimeter. The length of the circumference of the whole circle is the perimeter. All right? They want to find the perimeter of the whole circle. All right? How do you find the perimeter of the whole circle? Well, look at this. If one minor sector has 60 degrees, then that means if I were to draw another minor sector of 60 degrees, that arc length would also be 8, right? This would be another 60. And then if I were to draw another minor sector going around here, right? And let it be 60 degrees. Let's say this is 60 degrees, right? Then this would also be an arc length of 8. And do you get the picture what I'm saying? So 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 24. So the perimeter for half of it is 24. Perimeter for half of it is 24. So the perimeter for the other half of it must also be 24. And so it's 24 times 2. 24 times 2 is 48. And so that will give you, of course, the perimeter of the circle. So the perimeter, which is the circumference of the circle, the perimeter or the circumference is 48. Nice and easy, soft. Easy question. Question 37. It says a man started a journey at 9:30 in the morning and arrived at his destination in the same time zone 4 hours later at 1:30. All right, so the time is 4 hours. If his average speed is 30, then what is the distance he traveled? Well, always start with this. Velocity or speed is equal to distance divided by time. So to find the distance is equal to velocity times time. Velocity times time. His average velocity was 30. So his average velocity was 30. And you multiply his average velocity times time. And his time was from 9:30 to 1:30 is 4 hours. And so the distance he traveled was 120 kilometers. Which is A. Nice. Easy. Question 38 says, the area of the trapezium, find the area of this trapezium. They give us PQRS. They want the area of this trapezium. Now the area of the trapezium is equal to a half A plus B times C. So the area of the trapezium is a half the sum of the parallel sides. So it's a half of 8 plus 18. So it's a half 8 plus 18. And then it is multiplied by the perpendicular height. The perpendicular height is 5. That will give you the area of the trapezium. All right, nice. And so 8 plus 18 is 26. 26, 26. So you're getting a half times 26 times 5. Now a half of 26 is 13. So that works out to be 13 times 5. And 13 times 5 is 65. Easy question, soft. which is option B. Easy. Moving right along. Question 39. Question 39 says the diagram above not drawn to scale consists of a triangle resting on a square of sides 5 centimeter and the height of the triangle is 4 centimeter. What is the total area of the figure? Well, if this is a square, then this length is also 5. This length is also 5. And so the base of the triangle is 5. And so the area is equal to the area of the triangle. Let's call the area of the triangle T. And let's call the area of the rectangle S. Rectangle or square rather. Area of the triangle is a half the base. Area of triangle is equal to a half base. The base is 5 times the height of 4 plus area of the square is 5 times 5. Now, a half of 5 times 4, 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times a half is 10 plus 5 times 5 is 25. And so the area is 35. Easy, easy, easy question. Soft. Nice. All right, question 40. Question 40 says, the score which occurs most frequently in a distribution, we know this from prep school question, that is mode. Which one occurs the most frequently? That is mode. Easy question. All right, so we get to statistics now. It says the bar chart shows the ages of children who took part in a survey. As you can see from right here, number of children is 3 right here. Number of children here is 4. Number of children here is 2. Number of children here is 5. Number of children here is 1. If you add all of these, 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 1 is 15. How many children took part in the survey? 15. You add up all these numbers. So there are 15 children in the survey. Easy question. Moving along. It says item 42. It says this refers to age scores. The median score is the one in the middle. So you need to rearrange them in ascending order. In ascending order, if I were to rearrange them, would be 1, 4, 4, 7, 8, 1, 4, 4, 8, 8, yeah, 10, and 15. I rearrange them in ascending order. Now the median is a number in the middle. Now in the middle, all right, so let's get off these 3, get off these 3. There are 2 numbers in the middle. So we find the average of these 2 numbers, and that is 7.5. And so the median is 7.5. Easy question, that's a prep school question, soft. Question 43. In a class of 20 students, there are 12 girls. What is the probability that you choose a boy? Now, if there are 12 girls, then that means there is 8 boys. And if there's 8 boys, then the probability of choosing boys is 8 boys divided by the total amount of students in the class, which is 20. So it's 8 over 20. Nice and easy, soft. Capital T. Question 44. Question 44 says, the pie chart above shows the preference in drinks of a group of students. It says each student may select only one drink. All right. If 12 students prefer chocolate, then the total number of students is. So what they're telling you right here is that, as you can see, they give you this right here from the pie chart. And this is a straight line. Angles on a straight line sum to 180. So that means that right here is 60 degrees for chocolate. So the portion of the pie or the circle that goes for chocolate is 60 degrees. And so 60 degrees divided by 360 multiplied by the total number of students. Let's call the total number of students X. And you're telling us that that is equal to, this portion gives us chocolate, and the number of students for chocolate is 12. Nice. Now 60 over 360, 60 goes into itself 1, 60 into 360 goes 6 times, and so 1 times x is x, and so x over 6 is equal to 12. And so if we work it out, then x is equal to 72. Because 72 divided by 6 is 12. So x is 72. So that means the total number of students is 72. Right? Nice. So if you were to continue and fill it out, the total is 72. X is the number of students for chocolate is 12. Then that means if this is 12, right? If this is 12, then the number for milk would be, times it by 2 would be 24. So there's 24 for milk. All right. And we don't know how many for pineapple or orange juice, because they didn't give us the angle. But, you know, if they had asked for number of students for milk, we know it's 24. All right. Moving right along. It says if the mean of the numbers 2x, 3x, 4x, and 3x is 12, then the sum of the numbers is, now first thing, you have to know that mean is average, and so the average 12 is equal to 2x plus 3x plus 4x plus 3x. When you add up 2x, 3x, 4x, and 3x, 3x, 2x, 3x, and 4x is 7x, 10x, 12x. And so 12 is equal to 12x divided by how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4, all right? And so if we cross multiply by 4, we get that 12 times 4 is 48. And so 48 is equal to 12x. And 12x is the sum of the numbers. Remember, 12x is the sum of the numbers. 12x is the sum of the numbers. So the sum of the 4 numbers is 48. Nice and easy, soft. All right. So if you didn't want to write out the 12x, you could leave it as saying 48 is equal to, remember this 12x was just 2x plus 3x plus 4x plus 3x. Just if you wanted to leave it in that manner, it would be fair to say this as well. 48 is the sum of the 4 numbers. Easy. Question 46. It says the equation of the line which passes through 0, 5 and has a gradient of 4. So we know that the equation of a line is y is equal to mx plus c. That's the gradient of a line, y equal mx plus c. Now the gradient m is 4. The gradient m is 4, and so you have y is equal to, gradient is 4, so it's 4x. But we need to find out what is c. But we know c occurs when x is 0. So this x is 0. And so y is equal to 4x plus 5. All right, because this they're giving you is the c value. This is the c value, the y-intercept. So y is equal to 4x plus 5. Too easy, soft. Question 47. It says now, the straight line AB cuts the y-axis. Now y-axis, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So this is the y-axis. It cuts the y-axis at A, and A has an x-coordinate of 0. The x-coordinate is right here, 0, and the y-coordinate is -2. So it cuts it at 0, -2. All right. Remember, x is going left to right, all right, and y is going north to south, or however you want to phrase that, up and down. This is y. So 0, -2. That's option D, soft. Moving right along. It says the gradient of this line AB. Question 48. Find the gradient of the line AB. Just remember the gradient formula. The gradient formula is given by m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's how you find gradient. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That tells the steepness of the line. Now B has coordinates. The x value right here is 6 and the y value is 3. So B has coordinates 6, 3. Now A has coordinates. X value is 2 and y is 1. And so the gradient of this line is y2, which is 3, y2 of 3 minus y1 of 1 over x2 of 6 minus x1, 2. 6 minus 2. Now 3 minus 1 is 2. And so this is 2 divided by 6 minus 2 is 4. And so 2 over 4 is a half. That is option D. Nice and easy, soft, with a capital T. All right, moving right along. Question 49 says f of x is x squared minus x minus 1. What is f of minus 5? F of minus 5 means you put x as minus 5, so it would be minus 5 squared minus minus 5 minus 1. Now remember, minus 5 squared, when you square any number, it becomes positive. So you get 25. Now minus minus 5 become plus 5, and then you're subtracting 1. Minus minus become plus, and so 25 plus 5 is 30. And then you have 30 minus 1 is equal to 29. Nice and easy, soft. So that is option C. That's question 49. Easy. Question 50. Question 50 says, what is the gradient of this straight line? Remember, the equation of a line is given by the form y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. And so we need to put it in that form. To put it in that form, we need to divide both sides by 2. Dividing both sides by 2, 2 over 2 cancel. And so this line becomes y is equal to negative 3 over 2 times x. And then minus 8 over 2 is minus 4. And so this is your gradient m, which is negative 3 over 2. Soft. Nice. Question 51. It says the range of f of x, where f of x is equal to x to the 5th, and they give us the domain. Now this is how you find the range. All right, this is how you find the range. So I'm going to write down the range here. Now, negative 2 to the 5th. Find negative 2 to the 5th. Negative 2 to the 5th is negative 32. All right. Then negative 1 to the 5th is negative 1, comma. 0 to the 5th is 0. This is just finding the range. So if you don't follow, it's negative 2 raised to the 5th power. That would be the y value corresponding to this. So I think, just for clarity, most of us are used to it in this form where they give you the domain like this, where you'd see negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. We're used to it this way instead of listing out the domain. And then this would be the range, all right? So we have the range and we have the domain, all right? And it's being mapped by x to the 5th, all right? And so what we're finding out is negative 2 to the 5th. That would be the range value here. This would be negative 1 to the 5th. This would be 0 to the 5th. This would be 1 to the 5th, and this is 2 to the 5th. Nice. So this is mapped to this. Negative 2 to the 5th is negative 32. Negative 1 to the 5th is negative 1. So it's option D. 0 to the 5th is 0. 1 to the 5th is 1. And 2 to the 5th is 32. That's D. Soft, capital T. Question 52. Which transformation maps triangle PQR onto triangle P prime Q prime R prime? Clearly you can see it's a reflection. If I put a mirror line right here, you can see that's a reflection. All right. This is just a reflection. Nice and easy, soft. All right. Put the mirror line, you see it is a reflection. Soft. Question 53. It says the image of the point 1, 2 under a translation P prime of -5, -4. What is a translation vector? So you have a point P. A point P is 1, 2. I like to put it in vector form. And we have some translation vector. I don't know. Let's call it translation vector AB. And when you finish, do what it does. The new point P prime is -5, -4. And they want us to find this translation vector AB. All right. So to find what is AB, we carry over this right here. So we'd have that AB would be equal to, it's going to be -5, -4, and then we're going to subtract 1, 2. We subtract now, what would be 1, 2. All right, that will give us the translation vector. Now, -5 minus 1 is -6, and -4 minus 2 is -6. And so the translation vector is -6, -6. That's a translation vector. Nice and easy, soft. Question 54. It says in the diagram A, B, and CD, where they are parallel, which of the following best describes the relationship between X and Y? Since AB is parallel to CD, this line is a transversal line, and so angle X is equal to angle Y by Z angles. This is Z angles form. I just want to put the Z, and so angle X is equal to angle Y, and that's by Z angles. Z angles are equal. Nice. Question 55. It gives us a triangle ABC, where AB is the hypotenuse, and it says that the angle at C is 90 degrees. Find the value of X. Since it's a right angle triangle, we know that Pythagoras theorem applies that the hypotenuse square, so they're telling us that 17 square is equal to A square or X square plus B square of 15 square. And we need to find what is X. This is Pythagoras theorem. 17 square is 289. And so 289 is equal to X square plus 225. We're going to subtract 225 from both sides to get that X square is 64. And when you get X square is 64, you square root both sides now. And so X is equal to 8. So X is equal to 8 when you square root both sides. X is 8. Easy question, soft. Moving straight along. It says this refers to the diagram, and it tells us that AB is parallel to EC. So AB is parallel to EC. So these two lines are parallel where they put the arrows. Since they're parallel, alternate Z angles are equal. So I can tell you that right here is 40 degrees. Now let's hear what they tell us. They said, what is a measure of BDE? BDE. They want this angle in here. But if this angle is 40, this angle BDE is 140 degrees because angles on a straight line sum to 180. So this is 140 degrees because angles on a straight line is 180. Easy question. 57. Item 57 refers to the diagram below. And it gives us a right angle triangle and it says which trig ratio is 4/8. So as you can see right here, let's call this the, all right, so this is the hypotenuse, this is the opposite to x. And so as you can see, the sine of x is equal to the opposite of 4 over the hypotenuse of 8. And so sine x is 4/8. That is option A. Nice and easy, soft. Moving straight along. Question 58. Question 58, it says, in the isosceles triangle shown above, what is the value of x? If this is an isosceles triangle, then this angle of 30 must be equal to this angle over here of 30 degrees. Now, what we do know is that angles in a triangle sum to 180. So that means that angle x plus 30 is equal to 180. And so x plus 60 is equal to 180. And so we subtract 60 from both sides to get x is equal to 120. So that is angle x. Angle x is 120 degrees. Nice and easy, soft. Nice. Now we have this now, 59. It says we have OAA prime, OBB prime, OCC prime are straight lines, and triangle ABC is mapped to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime by an enlargement with center O. What is the scale factor of the enlargement? Triangle ABC is mapped to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. What is the scale factor? As you can see right here, AC, the distance AC, the length of AC is 1, 2, and the length of A prime, C prime, this is 4, all right? So remember, it's image over object. So to find the scale factor, A prime, C prime divided by A over C, as you can see, that's going to be 4/2, and 4/2 is 2. Image over object, and so the scale factor is 2. Maybe you didn't want to use that, so or you could go for this one instead. You could go for CB. You could use C prime, B prime over CB. All right, and what you'll notice is that this is 2/1, and 2/1 is still 2/1 is still 2. And so the scale factor is 2. Easy question. All right, item 60, the last question. It says the diagram drawn above, not drawn to scale, shows an angle of depression of the point X from Z is 30 degrees. If X is 10 meters, it says what is the height of YZ? What is the height of YZ? All right, now, if this is 30 degrees, Z angles are equal, and so this angle is 30 degrees. All right, this angle is 30 degrees. If this angle is 30 degrees and I have the adjacent, I'm trying to find the opposite. Opposite over adjacent is tan. And so I can say that the tan of 30 degrees would be equal to the opposite. The opposite is YZ, opposite YZ over the adjacent of 10. Remember, this is opposite. This is the opposite. Opposite, and this is adjacent. Once you have opposite and adjacent, soka, toa, tan. So you're using tan. So opposite over adjacent 10. And so to find yz, I cross multiply. And so yz is equal to 10 times the tan of 30. Yz is equal to 10 times the tan of 30. 10 times the tan of 30. Nice and easy, soft. 10 tan 30, which is A. So that takes care of 2016 paper 1. I hope you had as much fun as I did. See you soon and all the best prepping for your exam. Soft.